All right, I'm Chris Avena. I'm here with Mark Baylis from Valor. Nice to see you, Mark.
Nice to see you, Chris. Thanks for spending some time with me.
Can you give me a little bit about your background and tell me how you started Valor?
Yeah, I was a career military person. I got hurt in the war in Iraq and ended up being medically retired. And when I got out, that road is a little lumpy when you get out, trying to transition from service to civilian. In a classic example of where it gets roughest is you go from the military healthcare system to the veterans healthcare system, and in that transition, the veterans healthcare systems need to validate that you really had health problems from service, and that takes some time. That complicates it, and but I learned some lessons through that process, and just started informally from what I learned, helping other people I saw that got out, and that was about 2008, 2009. I was doing it that way. And I started volunteering at a food pantry at a church, and all of a sudden I realized the whole line of males in the line were all vets, and I started helping them, and then it just kind of springboarded. And by mid-2011, I realized it was too big a problem for me to deal with myself, and so I started putting together a board of directors, and we got our 501c3 status to deal with the challenges in January 13th of 2012. We just had our 5-year anniversary now.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And the first year we helped about 35 vets in 2012. Most of that is done from memory. We were very small, didn't have a lot of staff. But last year we helped, in 2016, we helped more than 3,000 veterans. And it's 3,000 people anyway. And
now, among other things, Valor finds housing.
Yes.
For homeless vets.
We network with housing agencies to get them housed into apartments, but we run a homeless recovery program at a facility we call Pulse House. It's named in memory of Major Paul Syverson, who died in Balad, Iraq, on the 16th of June in 2004, a colleague of mine. And his family was in Pennsylvania when we opened the place with his widow and his kids. And so it seemed like a fitting person to name it after. And we run a program that includes peer counseling, life skills classes, from simple things like balancing a checkbook through making a grocery shopping list, or doing a job interview, or writing a resume, or things like that. And we have a pretty good success rate. Traditionally, if you take 10 people off the street, rapid rehouse them, a year later 8 will be back on the street, and we have a better than 90% success rate that they stay in a shelter, apartment,
okay.
Or rent a room from somebody's house.
No, you're mainly in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, mainly in Pennsylvania. We're renting a facility currently in Ohio to open a second facility, and we're so close to the New Jersey line that we take quite a few veterans out of New Jersey as well.
Now, how many veterans are homeless today?
Well, that's a large number, and people disagree on the number. I will tell you.
I'm sure they do.
There are those that say that there's about 1,900 in Pennsylvania. Most of them are accounted for in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. But I hesitate to say that. I think we counted right about 300. I won't call it more than, but it was right about 300 if I remember the number correctly from last year. And our experiences are when we do outreach events and talk to the homeless in the streets, between 25 and 30% of the population we deal with turn out to be vets as a rule average. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. The highest we've seen is 43 out of 50 of the homeless people we dealt with that on a day were veterans. But that's a wow percentage there.
Well, but, how can we help you? How can the people help you?
Well, if simple things, pull-top cans of food like Dinty Moore stew is huge. The malnutrition problem for the homeless is crazy, and drinks that you can get by without refrigerating that are high nutrient are huge. Like little plastic jars of V8 Splash they can drink in one setting. High nutrient, doesn't require a refrigerator. Freeze it, can open it, drink it right then, it won't spoil.
So the two main things that we need to help you is food and money.
And money, yeah.
Okay.
Costs us about $20 a day to house and feed a homeless vet, and to keep our facility open is about $5,500 a month. And we also run a counseling program that costs us about $99 a day to put vets through a service to civilian readjustment program we call Veterans Unstoppable.
All right. Well, Valor is a lean and mean organization. They have very low overhead. 95% of your, I think it's over 95% of your revenue raised
What?
goes towards the vets.
Yeah, the last statistic I had is close to that. It was 92.84%. We were using the combined federal campaigns measure for how to determine, but our overhead was 7.16%. If I could figure out how to not make flyers or business cards or buy a pig to do a pig roast fundraiser or something, we would bring that down yet. But I can't get around that. We have to raise enough money to keep the doors open and the lights on,
We can do something with people donating venison, donating a deer that they shoot.
nice
Food,
The,
anything to.
that's a great way to help, and even a small donation helps. If somebody was willing to donate $20 a month, I mean that could go a long way. You've fed and housed a vet for a day for $20.
All right, well, where can we find you?
You can find us at www.valorclinic.org. We have a donation page. It'll take you right through. You can use PayPal or get address, contact information to send a check or whatever. But
Okay, well, I know right now you're selling raffle tickets. Go to the page, donate. These guys fought for our country. They fought for our way of life. And it's our responsibility to help you.
thank you very much,
All
sir.
right? I appreciate your time. Appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you giving us this opportunity to get the word out.
All right. Thanks again.